We told you. We told you that the Fed was going to start breaking things. We can cue up, that was a Miley Cyrus song. Came in like a wrecking ball. Yep. Stuff is starting to break. Regional banks. Uh-oh. Do we have contagion? Do I smell savings and loan part 2? We shall see. I can tell you this though. You want to cue up the music? Cue up the theme music for Jaws. That's J.P. Morgan and some other big banks starting to circle these regional banks that are in trouble. How long before J.P. Morgan puts a bid in for $2? But remember that? That was the original bid for Bear Stearns. You know, Bear Stearns, that bank that Jim Cramer and the CO said, yeah, we're good. They're good. Now, don't worry about Bear Stearns. I think they ended up paying $10 a share for Bear Stearns. But anyway, yeah, Silicon Valley Bank, the bankers to the startup people, the techies out there where they can take their illiquid stock and they can borrow money against it, all in the hopes of going public down the road. Oh, yeah, no risk there. Anyway, many of these banks, again, they had deposits. They put a lot of money into government securities. Why would you do that? They for the past couple of years, when interest rates were nothing, you put money into government secured. I'll be honest with you, I'd rather just keep it in cash or in stuff that lasts a couple months. I mean, the rate of return wasn't that high, but the risk was high. All the Fed needed to do was to come in like a wrecking ball, which it did. Now all of these banks out there, people are pulling their money out. They're having to sell these solid treasury positions at mega losses. You're talking just over the past several months. And the funny thing is, it's amazing. The Dodd-Frank rules, they didn't address this. All of these securities, they don't have to mark to market. So they leave it on their books like, hey, yeah, it's solid. Yeah, if you can hold on to it till maturity. But again, just because you buy a treasury security, unless you hold it to maturity, and again, you want to factor inflation and take the inflation aspect out, you can lose money. You can lose money. Oh, everybody was buying 10 years, a couple of years ago. You're still holding on to that dog crap paper because that's what it was. Dog crap paper. I refuse. We were not putting any of that in our clients' accounts. Are you out of your mind? Oh, yeah. Fed's going to keep rates down here forever. Hey, it's going to go negative interest rates like they did in Europe. Well, again, many of these banks might have been able to slowly adjust. I don't know. I'm not so sure. They should have been bailing on a lot of these things 300 basis points ago, but they didn't. I mean, again, the Fed should have started raising rates at a slower pace earlier. They didn't do it. Wrecking ball type of situation that we're dealing with right now, and I don't know who's going to be around. I don't own regional banks, especially with business models like this. Man, is there probably some value here at Silicon Valley? I don't know. I'm sure Jamie Dimon will figure it out at some point in time. But I've been telling everybody this. There is a lot of money pouring out of banks right now. How do I know this? Because it's heading our way. We've mentioned this here on the podcast, talk about it on the radio show. We're buying treasuries for our clients, short duration treasuries for nothing. For nothing. Try to compare the rate that your bank is going to give you and what we're going to get you through treasuries. People are starting to wisen up to this. Banks are like, holy shnikes, we're going to start losing deposits. Which means what? They're going to have to start raising the rates, which is going to hit them to some degree. The sell-off in the banks over the past, in particular, the past week. Just go the past 24 hours, past week. It's a bit much. The solid banks, they're going to be fine. They have a completely different business model and structure than some of these small regional ones do, and even some of New Republic, the Republic Bank. There, they seem like that they're going to be okay. I haven't delved that far into it. I think some of the things might be oversold to some degree, but this is an issue. Now, again, what does this lead us to in regards to the Fed? I don't know. But if you don't think that they're watching this, and they're like, oh, shit, what do we do? What did we do? Did we unleash a financial crisis, a minor one, a banking crisis? They're paying attention to this without a doubt. Will this play into their decision when it comes to rates? Yes, it will. Yes, it will. And again, I want to reiterate, rates right now, they've normalized. I don't have any problem with rates where they are. The speed of all of this has gotten out of control. It really has. Dealing with inflation, it's going to take some time. And like I said, we've gone over this before here on the program. There's a myriad of issues that are involved. And in particular, I believe it's supply chain. Jobs numbers today. Okay, came in over 300,000. However, unemployment rate went up. Labor participation went up. The wage numbers came in weaker than expected. Professor Jeremy Siegel, obviously you all know, I cite him a lot. Big fan of his, mentor of mine. He pointed out, he said, some of these higher wages they're going to convince people to get back into the labor force, which is what we want to have happen. When you have people come back into the labor force, guess what? Wages can stabilize. And that's what we're starting to see. But again, we got to go farther, faster. Oh, really? Have you seen the speed of this? And again, like I said, I've complained. I gave you my Homer Simpson, Ned Flanders analogy, stealing tools out of my toolbox, and I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled that I have these tools back. Okay, but, like I said, like my mother-in-law says, siga, siga. Anyway, get to our website, WatchDogOnWallStreet.com. Take advantage of all the great stuff we have, our personal CFO program as well. Want to see what we're doing for people with their cash and cash equivalents. We're getting a nice yield. You can find out right there as well. WatchDogOnWallStreet.com. Have a good one.